All right, and welcome to Entrepreneurs in Cars. This is episode 6 or 7. I don't even remember. And we are in Cam's GT3 RS, and this thing is a beast. I wish you guys could see the road we're on right now. There's a lake over here, there's mountains over here, and I'm holding a nice Alcantara steering wheel. And I'm ripping through some canyon roads because we are in San Diego, and sweet Jesus, this is amazing. Cam, welcome back, man.
Thanks for having me.
I'm sorry for the audio, guys. I hope you can hear it, but this car is a beast. It sounds so angry, and it is amazing. So let's talk about this thing. So
sure.
On your last episode, he was actually the first guy to do Entrepreneurs in Cars with us. Thank you for that, by the way.
Yeah, no worries.
Starting the series off right with your old GT3, your 997.2, and you upgraded, man.
I did.
You upgraded. So this is a 2016 GT3 RS, and it is bright red. And it is amazing. Yeah. We got the roll cage, we got harnesses that we're not using right now because, well, we're not that hardcore, and I am not going to push this car to those limits. But, yeah, man, what made you transition from the 997 over to this?
I love Porsches.
Yeah.
I think anybody who knows me knows I love Porsches.
Yeah.
And unfortunately with Porsches, once you go GT,
you can never
go back. And so I just always wanted an RS. I thought that going from a GT3 to a GT3 RS, both 997s, would be a relatively lateral move. So this was the next best option, and
I think it was a great option, personally.
so this car I bought out east. It's a 101 paint to sample, absolute red.
Absolute red. And it's kind of like, it's a little orangey.
Yeah. It's in between lava orange and Guards red.
Yeah.
I would describe it.
That's the best way to describe it. But it looks great. It looks really good, especially in this Cali sun.
Yeah, it pops.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I wanted the car. That was my goal at the beginning of last year, was to maybe get an RS. And I mean, you know how it goes. Once you get that idea planted in your head, at least for me, I have to end up acting on it. So worked. And finally, I think it was around October, I decided, you know what, I'm going to do it. And made the move in December and shipped the car and shipped it down here last week and cannot complain.
No, man, and I can't complain either. I drove this a little bit in Vancouver in the wet and stuff, but this couldn't be more picturesque, and these roads are just absolutely amazing. So let's talk about this thing. It's got just under 500 horsepower, correct? It's a flat six.
Flat six.
Pretty much a race car for the streets. All-wheel steering, so it's a bigger car than the 997, but it handles like a dream. Like you don't even notice it. And you have, is it a BBI center section?
So I shipped it to BBI. I installed the BBI bypass in Vancouver, and then I shipped the car to BBI for the roll bar.
Yeah, so this roll bar is brand new. And it looks great.
Yeah, tracking a car without harnesses isn't fun because you just get tossed around the seats. So it adds a whole new element to the experience. And with a car like this, I want to have the best experience I can. So I think we're at the border, to be honest.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So guys, I don't know if you heard that, but we are in San Diego, and we're just ripping through some canyon roads. I think
we're right next to Tijuana.
Right next to Tijuana.
Yeah.
So literally, when we're speeding, we can say we're in Mexico, like all the YouTubers, you know. Oh, wow! It's like
downshift.
music.
There you go.
So this thing revs to just under 9,000 RPM.
And it loves to rev.
Oh, it does. It sounds so good. Shit. And the gear shifts are so quick.
They're
man.
such good cars. Like this is a driver's car. Like if you like to drive, this is the car you want.
Yeah.
Porsche doesn't screw up their GT cars. They know exactly what people want. They build their cars to be used.
Yeah,
and to be used hard.
Yeah, and you know what's really interesting about this car too is it's such a raw, aggressive car. Yeah. But you could daily this, no questions asked.
Yeah,
like it is so good.
Yeah, you could for sure. I mean, let's put it this way: since I got it, I haven't driven my second car more than like 20 miles. So.
Yeah, you have like a cushy Range Rover, you know, and it never gets used. You're always driving this thing.
Yeah.
Any downfalls to this that you don't like?
Downsides to this car, not really. I guess now that I have the roll bar and the rear end's a little bit squatted.
Yeah.
I want to lower the front, but I don't have front axle lift, which I didn't care for. Yeah. But now I kind of understand why people like that option. But.
Especially here, so in San Diego, there's all these like divots and dips everywhere, and this front lip has been taking a beating lately. So, here's another dip sign right as I say that. Oddly enough. But
Pio Pico Country Store.
Oh my God! Should we not drive through this if this is water? Oh, it's not terrible.
So everything's flooded, basically.
Yeah, everything's flooded. So we're just 4x4ing a fucking GT3 RS through some water right now. I'm definitely gonna wait till the tires get a little fucking dry again before I hammer on this again. But yeah, man. So any other plans for this thing to modify it, or? There's
nothing really.
No.
I mean, you could slowly get into the suspension. You could upgrade the brakes. You can change the wheels, but out of the box, the car's pretty good.
Oh, it's so good.
You know, all there is to do is just drive it.
Exactly, and it comes with factory coilovers, so you don't really need to mess with that. You can just like torque them down a little bit.
After my last GT3, which I like modded the shit out of, I said I'm never going to do that again. I got it out of my system, and I'm good. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole ever again.
Fair enough. So maybe some like BBS in the future? No? Yeah. So Cam says this shit, and then he'll like send me a message and be like, what do you think? What do you think about this? Like, what do you think about these wheels? And I'm like, yeah, do it. I'm like the bad influence that keeps pushing it over the edge. All right, man. So maybe let's flip the script here.
Sure.
Because we've kind of covered the car and how beautiful it is. And then, let's talk about your Shopify stuff because, man, this is like great timing because Cam just like hit it out of the park with his new store and his new product, and he won't give it away. So sorry about that, but he will tell you how he kind of like picked it and grew it. And you were saying that you might be able to scale it up to like $1 million a month if you really push hard on it. So like, he's a beast, guys. Like, I don't think you like fully understand it, but he makes freaking moves. So yeah, man, how did you go about finding that product, and like, what are your steps to kind of scaling it? And you can get tactical with it too and give us like details.
So I have a general store like most people that we use as like a launch pad to test a bunch of different stuff. There's certain niches that I've never touched. I focus a lot on health and beauty, on mobile accessories, phone cases, charging cables, stuff like that. But I haven't touched other niches. And I found a product in another niche, the pet niche. Yeah. And I thought to myself, well, I've never ever in my life run an ad for a pet product. Yeah. Let's see what we can do with this. It was a unique product. I thought it was pretty cool. I wanted one for my dog. Yeah. So we tested it on the what's the gangster? We tested it on the general store, and it was actually doing quite well. And the name of my general store is not conducive to buying pet anything. So if people were buying it on the pet store or on the general store, I figured, well, if we build a quick, niched down store in the pet industry, we'll get a better CPP, we'll get a better AOV. Yeah. So just like most of my other stores, I'm bored in bed one day and I just whipped together something super quick, tried to be very brand focused, and first day did a couple grand, second day did a few more, third day did about 35,000, fourth day did about 45,000, fifth day ad account got disabled. So,
oh damn.
But we got it back And the store's easily going to do $1 million in its first month. I think the store has the potential to do about $100,000 a day consistently.
So, how did you go from like being like, okay, this product's working pretty decently, to like really blowing it up and like throwing heavy volume at it? Because you're really good at scaling stuff.
I'm not afraid to spend. I actually enjoy it.
Yeah.
And so you give me an inch, I take a mile.
Are we at the border?
I don't think so.
No stopping at any time. I'm just going to do this because I don't trust this. It looks border-esque.
Yeah. So it's interesting because I'm used to scaling mobile products. So it's easy to scale a mobile product. You target by device. You can really, really break down your ad sets and scale to big, big numbers. With a pet product, I mean, you could target by iPhone 7 or 8, iPhone 10, etc. But it's not the same, because when you're targeting mobile on the mobile device, the best thing you can do is have it in the ad copy to mention what device they're using. Say, hey, I have a phone case for an iPhone 10.
Yeah.
Instead of just saying iPhone case and then having 20 variants on the product
It makes
page.
it way more direct. And one thing that we started to do is we started building ads just based on region, like hey Texans or whatever it may be.
Right.
And we found a huge jump because it's just so personal.
Yeah. So with this, I was just doing a lot of campaign budget optimization. I've been doing it for months. I don't know why it's suddenly blowing up now. Basically, just stuff a bunch of ad sets in a campaign, set a budget on a campaign level. Facebook will allocate the budget to the best performing ad set, so you're not burning it on junk. Yeah. And I mean, I couldn't be happier with how it's working.
Yeah. So Cam actually gave me that tip too, and I've been testing it on my stuff. And just since we've been together for the last like 3 or 4 days, like my stuff's also scaled up. So thanks for that tip, man. But even within the ad sets, I have a secret sauce of how I like to structure them in terms of manual bids, using a combination of accelerated delivery, and there's a lot. There's a lot to test, man. It's the days of just launching $20 auto bid ad sets. I mean, you can do that and do okay, but you're never going to hit those huge monster days. And I hate to say it, but I like having big days. It's an ego thing. Oh, it's exciting, though. It's exciting for sure. It moves the needle. It's that degenerate gambler in you. Yeah, dead rat. Dead rat, yeah. But yeah, so with this store, I think we have the potential to turn this into a pretty solid brand. Yeah. So everything else, I've just dropped everything and I'm focusing on this because follow the money. Oh, for sure. If something's making you this much more than say your other endeavor, then focus on that one thing that's going to make you as much as possible. Yeah. So we'll see how it plays out. I mean, so what's your kind of like next steps for that store? Get all the back end sorted, get a strong email. Yeah. Hit up Tyler. I already did. God bless him. Yeah. He's a beast. Yeah. And really just going to focus on back end, because with my other stores, it's really just hit it, quit it, on to the next. Right. Selling products that, I mean, they're good, but it's nothing that we're really proud to get behind. And our customers, generally don't like to come back. I'm just being honest. Oh, fair enough, man. So with this from day one, I mandated customer service has to be as exceptional as possible. Yeah. We're really going to look after our customers and make sure that they eventually turn into evangelists and start. Yeah. Really just building that brand, the through and through, and that's like what we've been kind of praising a lot. Is like dropshipping is a great place to get started and figure everything out, but then grow that into a brand and really create that asset, because we hear guys selling brands all the time. So again, that's what we're trying to do, is have steady sales, no huge massive spikes followed by valleys, but a lot of people, they always say you should try and build a brand, but for me, I never wanted to force the hand. I never wanted to force the hand to try and think about, I want to start a brand in this industry, so I'm going to throw a ton of money at it. I was always like, as soon as something pops off, the next thing that pops off, I'll then build a brand around it. And so it happened organically, and that's how I prefer it. And I guess you could say I'm a pet niche beast now. I just had to slow down for a dip again. I don't know. This car's so low in the front that you got to be careful. This 4x4 behind me doesn't like it, but what can you do? All right, man. Well, I think, like, is there anything else you kind of want to go over? Nah?
I mean, honestly, when you told me we were going to do this a few weeks ago, I was ready to just go into some mindset bullshit because I was so fed up with e-com and drop shipping. But I mean, again, everything can change in a matter of days, hours, whatever. I was not too down with drop shipping.
I don't think I want to go in here. Nope. I'll let this guy go. I was going to do a little turnaround there.
I don't know. I guess I'm just focused on this one endeavor right now. There's no.
So let's touch on that though, because like when you're not making money, how do you motivate yourself to kind of get out of the gutter and just push hard on it? Because that's the hardest part about this. Like when you're on top and making money, everything seems easy.
Yeah. I think the best thing to do is just surround yourself with people that are in the same line of work as you. So you know. You're not afraid to reach out to them and be honest with them and say, hey, this is what's going on. Because this is such an ego-driven industry, right? So many people just celebrate their wins, but they never talk about their losses. And trust me, everyone goes through periods where things are not, going well. They might be losing money. So I just found that by surrounding myself with people like Gabe, Tyler, and other people in my network who do drop shipping, brands, affiliate stuff.
Your network is your net worth.
Yeah, and I used to be one of those guys that tried to shun that because I basically shunned everything in life, and it's worked out. So, but that's one thing that you can't that is 100% factual is your network is your net worth, and and these are the people that are going to help lift you up when you fall, and hopefully you reciprocate that.
Yeah.
And I think that's the best way to do it, because it is really hard when things aren't going well and you have a product, you're like, I know it's going to do well, and you test it and it just falls flat on its face, because we're at the mercy of Facebook. There's a Facebook lottery, I firmly believe.
Oh, for sure, 100%.
Your ad accounts, you don't know what kind of flags they've put on your account.
Sorry, I want to touch on that for a second. Is like, that's the one thing, guys. If your stuff's not working, test multiple accounts. Because I was focusing on this one account, and it used to do so good, and it just was shit. I made a brand new account, instantly turned my campaigns around. Amazing.
Well, actually, that's what we did with this store. Our first campaign for this store, I ran for my business manager, and it did okay, but it didn't do as well as I had thought. Yeah. And I had another business manager that I didn't use, and launched the same campaign from that business manager, and did fantastic.
That's amazing, man. Well, thanks for this chat, man. It's been good, and thanks for letting me drive your amazing car. If you guys liked what you saw and heard, give us a thumbs up and give us a subscribe, and let us know if there's any cars that you want me to bring on the channel within expectations. I don't know any freaking Bugattis or any of that shit, but yeah, guys, we'll see you on the next one.